Welcome back to the channel, tubers. What's up? A little bit different video today. All of you who have been around the gym for a while, especially if you know anything about strongman, knows that there is an event called the Yoke. And so that's where it's kind of this H-frame almost. It has weights loaded down on it. And then you pick it up and you walk it a certain amount of distance. So, you know, I've looked into seeing about how much those things cost, and they're anywhere from 500 to about $1,000, depending on what brand you get. So, I Googled around and did the YouTube searching and everything else you can think of. And I found and discovered a way to basically make a poor man's version of a yoke. So I just got back from going to Home Depot to get the materials that I need. So in a little bit, I will lay that all out, show you what I have. We'll put it all together, give it a few test runs, and we'll see what's what. All right, coming back at you. All right, so this is the basic equipment that you need to make a poor man's version of a yoke. So I've got the barbell. Of course, I think the one I'm going to use is at my other gym, and that's my axle bar, since most likely a traditional yoke is going to have a thicker middle anyway. But I'm going to use this just to test it and try it out. You need some loading pins, some cargo straps. I can't remember what the loadout on those are. You need some just some general use carabiners, and then a couple pieces of chain. The chain length itself is going to really depend on, number one, how much you want to pull it off the ground, and number two, your height. You know, I'm only 5'9", so it doesn't have to be super long, and go from there. But whenever you measure, you want to make sure you include the length of both of the, because you're going to have, just like there is right there, you're going to have carabiners on both sides. So let me put this together, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, now that I've got it assembled, basically, which took no time at all, you can see what I'm talking about as a poor man's yoke. So you've got your loading pins with your weights on it. This is just a demonstration weight. I think the chains themselves can hold up to, each chain by itself can hold up to 1,000 pounds. And then I think the carabiners can hold up to 360 pounds a piece. So all in all, if you just look at the carabiners, I'd say overall you could probably get anywhere from 600 to 800 pounds on this with no problem. Don't think I will be lifting that quite yet, but not bad for a poor man's yoke. Breakdown on cost. On Amazon, I got the 2 loading pins. I think they were $20 a piece, so that's 40. The straps were a package of 6 straps, and I want to say those were $9.99. So there's another 10. So there's 50, and the carabiners were $8 a piece. So let's just round that up to 10 with tax. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So that we're at what, at $90. And then the chains themselves, for both chains, it was 15. So for about $105, depending on the length of your chain, you can make a poor man's yoke and get that working for you. So let's try it out and do a little demo. All right, guys. So now we're going to demonstrate the poor man's yoke. Now there's not a lot of weight on here because I'm using this for demonstration. Now if you're gonna circle back on your relay, you can do one of two things. You can set it down and turn around, or you can just swing around. You just gotta be careful because chains, it's gonna swing on you. And you just make your way back. All right, so with that, get a little bit of a demonstration of what that looks like. The one thing you got to pay attention to is that unlike a regular yoke, it's going to be a fixed set of bars, is you've got a swing, a natural swing with the chains. So the nice thing about that, from what I've been told, is that it's going to actually work a lot more of your core. It's going to give you a good core stabilization workout. And then also, the better you adapt to training with that, then when you're actually in competition mode and you have a real yoke, it should theoretically be easier. I guess we'll find out. So you guys be awesome. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do anything, and go out there and get your fit on.